Hey there guys, Livecast is here. I know that it has been 2 weeks since my last video. I apologize for this, it's just I have been through lots of stuff lately. And I thought about stopping making videos for YouTube in this channel. But then I told myself about 25 people viewed my videos and listened to them, and it would make my day and my whole life to change these people's life for the better. And maybe I can stop later, but for now I will complete the resilience topic with you guys. So let us begin. As the British author and poet Rudyard Kipling said, "For the strength of the pack is the wolf. The strength of the wolf is the pack." Getting help is good, but sometimes you are ashamed or embarrassed and fail to ask for it. Don't let pride get in the way. What's more fascinating is that even in the worst of times, giving help can give you help. By taking the role of the caretaker, you increase the feeling of meaning in your own life. This helps people in the worst situations succeed. Helping someone else is as important as getting help. Having a support network is vital to improvement. Seeing others achieve goals makes you believe you can. You have got to have that voice in your head that's like, okay, I'm here to do this. I knew that it was going to be hard anyway. At the end, I'm going to get to do something a lot cooler. If all these guys can do it, I certainly can do it as well. Sometimes being selfless is the best way to be selfish. And research shows that givers are among the most successful people and they live longer. Helping someone else is the best way to ensure your own survival. It takes you out of yourself. It helps you to rise above your own fears. Now, you are a rescuer, not a victim. And seeing how your leadership and skill levitate others gives you more focus and energy to persevere. It's easy. The cycle reinforces itself. You levitate them and their response levitates you. Psychology is great, but resilience is not all in the mind. Where else can you find strengths? In actual strengths. The most resilient people had good exercise habits that kept their bodies as well as their minds strong. Many of them have a regular habit of exercise and believe that staying fit has helped them, both during their traumatic ordeals and during their recovery. In fact, some of them credit physical exercise with saving their lives. And, interestingly, this seems to be more important if you are someone who is a bit more emotionally fragile. Why? The stress of exercise helps you adapt to the stress you'll feel when life challenges you. Researchers believe that during vigorous aerobic exercise, the anxiety-sensitive person is forced to tolerate many of the same symptoms, that is, rapid heart rate, sweating, and rapid breathing, that frighten him or her during periods of anxiety. Over time, the anxiety-sensitive individual who continues to exercise vigorously can learn that these symptoms of arousal are typically not that dangerous, and the fear that these symptoms trigger gradually decrease in intensity. But getting your body in shape is not everything. You have to expand your arsenal. All of us have one way we typically use to cope with difficulty. But what sets extremely resilient people apart is they use a number of ways to deal with stressful situations. People who are resilient tend to be flexible in the way they think about challenges, and flexible in the way they act emotionally to stress. They are not wedded to a specific style of coping. Instead, they shift from one coping mechanism to another depending on the circumstances. What is a good coping style that definitely works? I have spoken to a number of resilient people and I have heard the same thing over and over again. Be tough? No. Ignore it? Also no. They all mentioned humor, and the reason is that it provides a powerful buffer against stress and fear. You have got to have fun and be able to laugh. Laugh at yourself, laugh at what you're doing. My best friend and I laughed our way through college. We still tell the same jokes whenever I talk to him. It's one of my best memories of going through college. There is something about when you're facing a really crummy situation, to look over at your friend and see him smile. It tells you, alright, I'm going to be fine, we are going to be fine, and it's all going to work out. Humor is about playing with ideas and concepts. So, whenever we see something as funny, we are looking at it from a different perspective. When you are trapped in a stressful situation and feeling overwhelmed, you are stuck in one way of thinking, and you start saying things like, this is terrible, I have reached a dead end. Your brain just freezes. But if you take a humorous perspective, then by definition, you are looking at it differently. You are breaking out of that rigid mindset. Substantial evidence exists for the effectiveness of humor as a coping mechanism. Studies involving combat veterans, cancer patients, and surgical patients have found that when humor is used to reduce the threatening nature of stressful situations, it is associated with resilience and the capacity to tolerate stress. Think positive. Face your fears. Good advice. But what do you need to develop deep down to overcome the biggest obstacles in your life? What is critical when you're dealing with the toughest situations life has to offer? We will know this in our next video, and thank you guys for listening.